See, I'm born Rajasthani, but brought up in Andhra Pradesh, and my family business was in Andhra Pradesh, and my family was into business of commodities, pulses, oil, jute, and all, and we were into a joint family setup. Well, I mean, to answer your question, first thing I would say maybe I was destined to come into handicrafts because I come from a family who were into business of commodities, oil, jute, pulses, coming out of Andhra Pradesh. I was brought up there, though born in Rajasthan, but at a young age, when I was 22 and my father was 46, I lost my father, and I being a lone son, I had two sisters, so I had to immediately come into business. So I first came into a family business of commodities. Then I thought that I should do something different. So I started my business with the Indian Navy and Coast Guard. So I was a vendor to Indian Coast Guard, and once I had an inquiry to source some spares from Germany and some other items from Rotterdam port. So I went to Netherlands to source these products, and while I was going there, I thought let me try my luck with handicrafts. Since my relatives were there in handicraft business, so I carried few handicraft items with me while I was going for this business line. So while I was there, once I was through with my the shipping business, I started contacting some of the buyers for handicrafts, and after a few hundred calls and all, I got one person who was interested to meet me, and that's when I went and showed him my handicrafts out of south of India. He gave me a first small little order, and then I came back from Holland and I executed this order. And those days it was of 45,000 rupees, I very well remember. As soon as I had executed this order from Visakhapatnam, one day I get a fax message from this buyer that he wants to come to my place in Visakhapatnam and do more business with me. And he wanted me to supply him some brass items, soapstone items, incense sticks and all that. So he comes to Visakhapatnam and he gives me a good order, much better order than the previous order. And that's how my journey started with handicraft. Then probably I thought maybe my destiny is into handicrafts. And from there, while we are continuing my journey, I realized if I have to grow this business, I have to shift myself and relocate myself where there is better handicraft and the domain becomes bigger for this line. So from there I came to Jaipur from Visakhapatnam. I came to Jaipur. This was in 1991. And I started my handicraft business I continued doing this handicraft business of Jodhpuri items. Handicrafts here in Rajasthan, and of course being in Rajasthan, I was closer to Uttar Pradesh even. So even Uttar Pradesh had much larger scope and a bigger portfolio of items like. So I came to Jodhpur and I continued doing my handicraft business as a trader. For first 2 years I was a trader. I would buy handicrafts from vendors and sell them to buyers in Europe. That was how my journey started. So while I was into this business of handicrafts, I realized that if I have to really make this business big, I'll have to bring utility into handicrafts. Because if it's a decorative item, you may buy one elephant or one horse and put it beside your side table and keeps lying there for years. So I somehow felt if I bring utility into handicraft, then probably I have a bigger domain. So that was one decision which really changed. Having said that, having realized that I should bring utility, I did not have a professional help like design help. I don't have a design background. I come from a business family. So I thought that if I have to really get this thing into handicraft, I need a professional help. So I hired my first foreigner. He was English, and so he started designing products for us and trade shows. So if I look back into this business journey, I think this was one of the important decision I took those days, to bring professional into this business and bring utility into handicrafts. So what he did was, he made the product very relevant to their world. He was picking up the craftsmanship of India, but the designs which he was creating were very international and very utility oriented. So that's the value add. Now I can very proudly say, today all these clocks which you see, the Colonial Clock Company or Imperial, the name was given by us. We were one of the pioneers to bring handcrafted clocks in India. We were pioneers to bring boxes. We were pioneers to bring globes. Keep on going. So many things we have added as utility line. So even today, that has become our company's pillar, functionality. Though we emphasize a lot on form, but functionality has to remain key factor, key pillar for our products. It is very simple. The government should think like a businessman. They should also be entrepreneurs in their thinking. Even while they are making policies or at the execution level, they should think like business. And that is very important. So any state which does that, they take the lead. So I'll tell you a recent example. I'll give you a recent example. We are very well established in Rajasthan. We were about to set up a new furniture and ceramic unit, which is good, as we call it, as a next gen. We're doing a combination of technology and hand. We were to bring a lot of robotics into that and technology. And we were through with our drawings, the consultants, everything. Tamil Nadu government somehow came to know about this line. They approached us and they said, why don't you come and put a unit in Tuticorin port? And so what they did was, as I was citing, they gave us a presentation like a businessman. They said, look, you make this furniture in China, in Vietnam, in Jaipur and in Tamil Nadu. This is the cost comparison for you. So today, at a ballpark, I can say, with the existing infrastructure or whatever government support we have, and if the proposal which Tamil Nadu has given me, we are saving 15% on our final product cost. And imagine this 15%, if it is passed down to my buyer, I will be competing Vietnam even, and to a larger extent China even. Of course, this is the advantage they have geographically. They are giving me land right at the port, which is an added advantage they have because they have port line. If I put a factory at Tuticorin port, I am saving 22 days of my transit time, Rajasthan versus Tuticorin. That's one thing. Secondly, they are giving me electricity about almost 30 to 35% cheaper than Rajasthan. They are giving us capital subsidy and plus all other benefits I can name many other benefits also. So that's the advantage. So ultimately, when I calculate all this into my product cost, I'm saving at least 15% for my buyer. And this 15% of saving to my buyer will give me an edge against my, even it may give me an edge against my fellow exporters sitting here in Rajasthan, in other states, and our competitors in other countries even. So that's what I say, they are thinking like businessmen. When they give presentation, they give you the presentation like this is what you are saving on your cost. Like, my advice to budding entrepreneurs is find your niche and just focus on your niche. And try to be masters of your niche. Also, I'll advise all the budding entrepreneurs and all of my friends, especially in this creative field, continue to work with a lot of passion. You can flourish in this particular field, which requires a lot of creativity. Creativity is only by passion. If you are not passionate, if you lose your zeal for whatever reason, move out of this business. You need to be really passionate to bring best out of this industry, and try to create brand out of this.